Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and welcome to episode 5 of Direwolf20's Let's Play series, season 5. You can see me hanging out and going out into the fields because I'm trying to collect myself a bunch of seeds. It's time for me to get farming a little bit. There's quite a few things I'm going to need for some of my future builds that are going to be dependent upon a bunch of different farming materials. So I want to collect a bunch of seeds from this area. You can see me just chopping down all this tall grass, and then when I come back, I'm going to show you guys a couple really cool ways to do some farming with these mods. It's very low tech at the moment that I'm going to start with, but I'm going to eventually ramp it up and get some really high tech cool gadgets to help mining with me. So why don't I spend a little time chopping down this grass with my sickle, which is awesome by the way, and I'll be back in just a few minutes. Uh-oh guys, as I'm running around out here looking for some seeds, I'm being attacked, not good stuff is happening, and I need to run inside because I saw some endermen. I want to take care of them real quick. I've got a nice way to kill endermen. All I need is some silver. Where is it? There we go. Combine a stick with a piece of silver here in one of these contraptions. There we go. And you get this nifty guy called an athame or athame. This guy is dedicated to killing endermen. It's part of Red Power 2, and it does some really nice damage against those guys. So let's see. Ooh, skeleton. Good. Since I'm going to be doing some farming, I could use some bone meal. Alright, where'd those endermen go? Sneak up on this guy when he's not looking. Take that. Oh yeah, 2-hit kill. Beautiful. Oh boy. They don't do much damage against other enemies, so they're pretty dedicated towards killing endermen, but they are nice. Definitely enchantable. Pretty cool little tool. And, yeah, I'm going to take this guy down. Cool. Could always use some ender pearls. They are very handy. Ooh, what is that over there? Bad guys, lots of zombies. Swords getting low. Oh boy. Running. Really low on health. Get to my house. Come on. I can survive. I'm gonna live. Ah, that was close. Alright. Mental note. Wear armor. Alright. Let me get cleaned up in here, and I'll be back. Like I said, wear armor. So I just made myself some iron because I happen to have a decent amount of iron at the moment. Good amount of mining that I had done between last episode and this one. Got me a good amount of silver, some tin, and some copper. Remember guys, you want to mine a little bit higher up in the world than you normally would if you're looking to get yourself, yeah, and I got a bunch of wood too because we're going to need a lot of that. Why don't I get even more, actually? Got some oak wood in here. Gonna cook this up in the sawmill. Cool. Yeah, definitely mine a little bit higher if you're looking for copper and tin. Now, I'm trying to decide where I want to build my farms because there's a couple things I want really. Number one, I'd like to get myself some, farms for plants, but I also want to get myself a cow farm because I need lots and lots of leather for some of my upcoming plans. Now this rubberwood tree has no resin spots, so it's very worthless to me, so I'm going to chop it down, which will open up a nice area over here. I think I'm going to chop down a good number of these trees right now. Wish I had a way to chop these down a little bit more efficiently, but I think there's something coming in Thaumcraft maybe. I already talked to Azanor. I was messaging him on IRC yesterday. I'm like, hey buddy Azanor, how's it going? He's like, good, I'm working on Thaumcraft. And I said, alright, well, I've got all these really tall trees. I wish I had a way to cut them down in one fell swoop. So we'll see what happens. So I will take these down and then show you guys how I'm going to build my farms. And I'll be back in just a few minutes. Alright, I think I've laid out a pretty good plan for my farms here. Just going to set them up like this. This ought to look pretty nice. What did I do here? I already messed this up? That's alright. Should be good. So yeah, gonna need to farm myself a bunch of materials as a matter of fact. The first one that I want to get working on, and I think I made these 3x3 inside. Yeah, 7x7 really, but 3 from the center. So that should work out pretty well. Got myself a hoe here to get started. What I want to start with, and I'll expand this farm, as I go along. For now, that should be good. Get myself my seeds, which I didn't bring with me, intelligently enough. That's right. I'll break through the wall here. What do I got? I definitely want to get some flax seeds, and I want to make also some regular seeds for some wheat. I do want to eventually get a corn and henequen farm going. Now, corn and henequen are from the Zycraft mod. It's one of the few things that Zycraft has working at the moment, which is a subtle dig on my buddy Soren, but he knows I love him. Zycraft is going to have a whole bunch of crazy tech stuff going on. Some really, really impressive looks to the power system and all this other craziness, but it's just not ready yet. But we've got the world gen going on to help us out. Now, because I want to get this farm fully functional for now, I should also have grabbed some bone meal when I was in my house over there, just so I can, get the ball rolling. Where are we at with our bone meal? Got a bunch of bones, that'll be good. For now, this should be a good start to get my flax farm going. And I can also now show you how flax looks when it grows. So, running over here, it does react to bone meal. Cool. Flax looks really nice. Gonna grow that stuff. And the cool thing about flax is it actually gives you string. Flax is a material that you can use to make string. So we get a bunch of seeds and a bunch more string out of our flax farm. You can see I already got a ton of extra seeds and string going on here just from the few bits of bone meal that I used to grow this thing a little quicker. So we'll have a lot of flax going on pretty quickly. Nice. Because I need some string because I want to show you guys the next component of this build. Cool. Tons of string, which is exactly why I'm making this farm. I'm going to need a lot of it for some of my red power stuff. Hooray! In the center of this little farm, by the way, I want to throw a chest that's going to store some of my tools and whatnot. Alright, how'd I do on the string here? Good amount of it. Wow, almost tons. Awesome. Let's get my other farm going real quick. You can see I mapped out the borders of the farm with some torches. Sometimes I use torches to lay out the sides of things. Sometimes I use cobblestone. Just something so I know how to lay out what I'm making. Oh, it's getting dark. Better wrap this up pretty quick. Oh, it's getting really dark. Stone hoe, seeds. Let's get this thing working. Cool. I'm actually going to go sleep through the night and then come back in just a minute. Alright, so there's a reason I wanted all this string, and for that I have just a few things here. I'm going to get myself 5 sticks, and if you surround a stick with string, as I'm doing right now, you'll get yourself a piece of canvas, which is awesome, awesome stuff. The canvas can be used for a bunch of things in Red Power. Specifically, you can use it to make bags, which can store items. It stores about 1 chest's worth of materials, and you can carry it around with you. You can also dye the bags, all kinds of awesomeness. Pretty cool, but what I'm going to actually make instead of a canvas bag is what's called a seed bag. These guys are awesome. Check this out. Just shift right click to open up the interface. You've got 9 slots here. Now you can put one type of seed inside your seed bag. You can't put multiple types. But if you take out the one, you can place the other one in. Pretty cool. Not too bad at all. So take out one seed. I'm going to use this seed bag for the normal wheat seeds. Awesome. And this thing is cool. Check this out. You can also see it has a little bit of a damage bar down there to show you how many seeds are left inside the bag, which is pretty important. Now, if I run over to my farms, all I got to do in order to plant my seeds from my seed bag is right-click on the ground, which you'll see right now. Boom. Took all the seeds out of the seed bag and planted them in one fell swoop. It's pretty awesome, as you can tell. Let's go ahead and clean this up a little bit. I'm going to make just a fully sized farm. Awesome. And what I want to do is get myself some wheat pretty quickly, too. So let's take care of this. Now, the other cool thing about this guy is if you have some seeds in your seed bag, it will automatically collect any other seeds that you get. So, there we go. Getting some more seeds, and you'll note that they automatically go into the seed bag, not into my inventory. So as long as you have a seed bag in your inventory with some seeds in it, you should be able to get them automatically in the bag. I like it. Cool. Bone meal taken care of. And now for rapid replanting. Ta-da! Alright, out of seeds again. Not a big deal though. I like that. I'm also going to go ahead and show you guys that this works with flax. cool. I like it. And I'll be back in a few. Alright, next thing I need to make, just temporarily, is called a scoop. This is from forestry, and it's for the bee mechanics and all the cool bee stuff. There's a beehive right in the middle of where I want my next farm to be. Actually, a couple of them. Look at that. So I'm going to pick this guy up. You need to mine it with a scoop, and you'll get yourself usually a mossy comb and some kind of princess or drone or something like that. I'm going to throw that into my forestry chest for now, just because I needed him out of the way. So where am I putting forestry? I guess I'll put it with Buildcraft. That sounds cool. I'll have a separate bee chest and you know, further down the line. So next time we're going to make a farm. Let's get one going. That should be good. Once I have this farm built, I'm going to go get some animals because I want to get at least a couple of cows in here. There we go, looking nice. This is going to be my cow farm, which is specifically the reason I got this wheat. Now, I know there's a cow that's just kind of hanging around outside my house. There he is. I want to go get another one. And then once I've got this guy, you know, and his new to-be mate, I want to start breeding them. And I'm going to do that with a neat automated tool. Let me bring him over to my farm, sleep through the night, and then show you guys, you know, what I want to make. And I'll be back. Woot! Found myself a second cow. Alright, now let's go find what we want to make to get these guys breeding in a somewhat automated fashion. Let's see, what do we got here? I believe that this is a nifty block from Railcraft, so let's dig through and find our Railcraft blocks inside of our NEI here. What do we got from Railcraft? A bunch of stuff, right? Yep, there we go. I'm looking for this device, the feed station. Oh, I need some golden carrots for this. What? Since when do I need carrots for the feed station? Oh my. Alright, how do I get a golden carrot? Gold nuggets around a carrot. Fair enough. Okay, so, gotta get myself some of that. Oh, and a steel plate? Really? I need steel for the feed station now? Wow, that thing's really changed. Alright, let me see what I can do. I'll be back in a few. Alright guys, well I am in no position to get myself some steel at the moment. That is a way higher tech tree item in Railcraft than I anticipated. I guess the recipe changed since the last time I played with this guy. So what I'm going to have to do here is just take care of these cows manually for now. We'll get them breeding. And then when I get to the point that I can take care of this situation, I'll definitely automate some of the cow breeding. So for now, making some cows. Alright, I will be back in just a few. Incidentally, guys, after doing a little mining here, there's something I came across that I wanted to show you that I actually checked out and fixed. I had to put an iron pipe on the back of this powered furnace because what was happening, because it was a cobblestone, when it came out of the furnace, it could go either direction, left or right. And if it did wind up choosing to go right, it would wind up coming over here, having nowhere to go when it got to this point, and just spitting out and falling on the ground. So anything we cooked in this furnace had the potential to be lost. So important for you guys to know, if you replicated this system, put an iron pipe here. You can see that there's a clearer side to the iron pipe. You can change which side that is with the wrench. Just give it a right click and it'll switch sides, and it'll determine which direction items are allowed to exit from. Alright, so don't forget to do that. That was just a little mix-up on my part last episode. Now what I want to do is get an enchantment table going. That's the reason I started working on my cow farm back there, making a bunch of cows, because I want to get myself an enchantment table. So you can see I've been feeding these guys as best I can. Oh, looks like some of my wheat's grown and everything. Awesome. You guys ready to do some more mating? I guess not. Oh well. Oh, this guy is. How about that guy? Alright, nice. So I will be getting myself as many books as possible here. These guys not yet. Alright, and then I want to build a neat looking room for my enchanting to happen. So why don't I get working on that and come back. Alright guys, I decided that breeding cows is just taking too long. Since I've got plenty to breed, I don't mind running out in the world and killing them. I know they don't respawn, but you know what? It's a lot quicker this way. So, hunting down a bunch of cows and getting all the leather that I can to make my enchanting room. Ooh, can't wait. Alright guys, as I'm running around, looks like I ran into that village that I found back in episode 2. Pretty cool there. I know I didn't loot the chests, a lot of people commented about that, but also over in this general direction, and this might be a dangerous thing to go investigate right now, but I think I'll be alright, is this nifty little thing. This is a, it's like a little mini dungeon that spawns as a result of Thaumcraft. Look at this thing, it's pretty cool. You can usually tell it's just like this little mountainous hill, like real small little hill right in the middle of any like dirt area. If we dig in here, we should find our way into some cool stuff. I want to make sure to light it up pretty well in here because there are some bad things going on inside. First off, you'll find a couple of these things. Yep, got a couple spawners here. Dangerous. Oops, what's up, zombie? How's it going? Usually a zombie and skeleton spawner can be found inside one, so that is neat. Down in the bottom is a chest, usually with some good stuff. Sometimes with some not so good stuff, like these chests happen to be. Yeah, kind of a boring little bit of a spawn, but they're basically dungeon loot, so sometimes some really good stuff, sometimes not anything too fancy, like this case, but you know what? Definitely worth investigating. So I need to make a mental note that there's a zombie and skeleton spawn over here because I will definitely be taking advantage of those in the future. The soul mod is the soul shards mod is going to be pretty handy with those spawners. Cool. And I think I've got pretty much a good amount of leather here. Should be enough, combined with a little bit of leather that I have back at my main base, to start working on the bookshelves that I'm going to need for my enchanting room. So how about I, real quick, take care of these last couple cows that I see. Can't hurt to have some extra leather because I'll definitely be needing books when I get into Mistcraft. Oh yeah, gonna get into that one eventually. But let's check out what we've got in these houses. Any good loots to be found? Now there's a blacksmith here. They usually have some good stuff, right? Oh yeah, copper, nice iron helmet, some apples. Wow, that wasn't a bad haul at all. What else do we got? This is that villager that trades stuff, knowledge fragments, awesome. Creeper showing up out of nowhere. Where'd you come from? That was not cool. It's daytime. You're not allowed to be here. What else do we got going on? Potatoes, I presume? Yeah, plenty of potatoes. Not bad. Oh yeah, watermelons too. Cool. Definitely want to get some of these. Nice. Not a bad little village at all. Okay. Let's check out what's inside the Thaumcraft Tower. Usually there's something nifty in here that's related to Thaumcraft, which I'm definitely going to get started with rather soon. Ooh, found some Elementium and Nitor. I'll show you guys how to make those, later down the line. Put some dirt back. Those guys are pretty useful for a lot of things in the Thaumcraft mod, which is all magic based, by the way. If you don't know what Thaumcraft is, you're going to learn pretty soon. Alright, looks like it's getting dark, so I'm going to make my way across this wasteland and head home. See you there. Alright guys, I'm ready to build my enchanting room. I've got myself a bunch of leather, and I think I've got enough of the reeds that I'm going to need here to get myself some books for my bookshelves. Also got a bunch of, wood. So let's check it out. Bookshelves are as follows. I'm going to need 6 pieces of wood, and I need 15 total, so that's not so bad. So I should have plenty now. And the books are, 3 books total, and each book is 3... Oh, I need a lot of reeds, don't I? Yes, I do. Alright, so 3 paper per book, and I need 3 books, so that's 9 paper per bookshelf. Okay, and if I need 15 of these guys, it's going to be trouble. So where am I at? I need 135. Yeah, pretty close actually. Yeah, 128 plus 5. Ooh, super close. I should be able to pull this off. Good. Alright, I also made myself some Zycorodite. This stuff is made simply by smelting in any kind of furnace that dark Zycorium or whatever other stuff you get. You get a bunch of these cool blocks, and there's a bunch of nifty blocks you can make with them. You can make this cool stuff, which is just 9 of them in a block, and you get like a smooth block format of it. But I think I want to use some of the bricks. These are pretty easy to make, just stone bricks and whatever kind of Zycorodite you want in there. So if you want a blue one, it's 4 blue Zycorodite per stone brick. Not bad. I think I'm going to make a few of these. I want to go with some black and some white. Kind of, nifty looking blocks. Gonna see how they look. We'll see what happens after. Let's give it a shot. And I also have this nifty helmet that I'm just going to store in here. Cool. So, got myself a bunch of bricks. Let's get some blue ones, I think. That should look fancy. And maybe even some green ones. I don't think I have enough for a full stack of green, but that's okay. And I want to get some black ones too, which I do have enough for. So let's put this away. And how's my... I'm smelting up some more smooth stone. Good. That looks cool. Alright, let's check out what this stuff looks like when we place it in the world. And I'm going to go find a nice spot to call home where I'm going to have my enchanting room. Let's go. Don't have quite enough white. I wanted to use a little bit of white zygorodite, but, you know, didn't have quite enough. So you can see I cleared out an area here where I'm going to have my little enchanting room. Let's see, I've got some dirt on me, right? Yeah, that's good. Cool. Might need to dig out a little bit more of a terrain. What do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more. Cool. So what I'm thinking here is to have something like this. I'm going to want bookshelves. Probably like this. With the enchanting table in the middle. And this should get me the necessary 15 bookshelves that I need. So there's 6 there, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Yeah, it's 19 total there. I can probably trim here and here, and that'll be 16 blocks. One more bookshelf than I need, so I just probably won't put one here. You won't be able to see it anyway. Not a big deal. Neat. So around this room, I want to build my zygorodite stuff. So let's place some of this dark zygorodite brick in the world. It's pretty cool looking stuff, I'm not going to lie. It is awesome looking. So I can just step right in here like that. Cool. Wanted to have some white zygorodite brick on the outside, but I'll just go with all black for now. And I'm going to actually make it, hopefully, big enough. Yeah, we're getting low on this stuff. I don't really have much more. Alright, so that's enough to kind of not hit my head. Right? Yeah. So what do I want to use as the ceiling? Do I want to use blue and green? I think so, because that's what I made. Ooh, look how cool that stuff looks, huh? Totally dig zygorodite. Ooh, that's fancy looking. Zygorodite is really, you know, some nice looking blocks. I'm not gonna... I think they're cool looking at least. What if we just alternated them in a pattern like this? How's that look, guys? Told you I'd try and make things look nice. Nicer. Cool. The blue has this little shimmer effect, or the black, I mean, has this little shimmer effect too. It's a little harder to see, of course, because it's black, but I think that's a neat looking building. And then in here, we'll have our bookshelves, and we'll have our enchanting table. Should clear out the ground, and maybe match the ground with the ceiling. What do you think? Nice functional room, if I do say so myself. Nice, functional, and pretty. How'd you get there? Did I do something funny? Alright, let me fill in the ground and come right back. Oh yeah, what do you guys think? Not a bad looking enchanting hut? I think it's cool. Yeah, I like it. A little short. I don't usually like the ceiling right up on my head here, but I ran out of black bricks. That's alright. Maybe I will bump this up when I get some more black zygorodite. I'll bump it up a level. But for now, I can go ahead and make my books. So let's see. I think I need a little bit more sugarcane. I have like almost what I need. Let's head over to my sugarcane farm, which I've been maintaining. See how my cows grew up? Looking good. Can't have any more than that. So you can see I've recently harvested over here. I should clear out these vines because they're a nuisance. But that is probably enough. Cool. Let's run back over and make ourselves an enchanting room. The reason for the enchanting room, by the way, is because I am having a real hard time finding diamonds, and I need a lot of them. Like, all these mods, there's a lot of mods that decide they need to use diamonds for certain things, and we basically get to a point where it's like, alright, yeah, we need tons of this stuff. So, let's see, that's a bunch of paper there. That is also a bunch of paper, and that should be good. Cool. So I need, like I said, 45 books. That should definitely do. Nice. Combine the books into bookshelves. Extra nice. 15 bookshelves, from what I looked up on the wiki, is how many we need to get going here. So I decided I didn't need a bookshelf there, right? See how handy this little auto crafting table is that I have in my inventory here? The minium stone crafting for me? It's the best. Cool. That should give me access to level 30 enchants. Looks like it's getting dark, so I'm going to sleep through the night and then make an enchanting table. Woot. Alright, time for an enchanting table. Got myself a couple diamonds, some obsidian, and of course I need one more book, which I can easily manage, because I got extra resources. Thinking ahead. Okay, book, diamonds, and some obsidian that I mined earlier. Nice. Let's go enchant something, shall we? Not sure if I want to use diamonds for a pickaxe just yet. In my multiplayer Let's Play, I enchanted a sapphire pickaxe, and it lasted forever. So I'm going to go ahead and, could have done this in my minium stone, but that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and use just a sapphire pickaxe. These guys last a pretty long time, somewhere between iron and diamond in the amount of uses they can last. Boom. Look at that. Cool. Should have access to level 30 enchants. Alright guys, wish me luck. Crossing my fingers. How'd I do? Unbreaking and efficiency. That sounds like a pretty terrible enchant. I was really hoping for that one that gives me extra stuff. Boo. Unbreaking and efficiency. Give me a break. Oh well. Not too bad. Efficiency 3, huh? Not thrilled about that, not gonna lie. I was really hoping for something a little bit better, but that's alright. I'm sure I'll get up to level 30 relatively soon and have another shot at a better pickaxe. Alright guys, while I'm working on making bookshelves, I think there's another nifty little device I want to make. So let's get working on a new mod that I haven't started with just yet. Get myself another bookshelf, okay? All I gotta do, make myself one more bookshelf, which means I need 3 books, not 2. Okay, so let's get this guy put together. Alright, ready for a new mod? Haven't worked with it at all yet. Here goes nothing. Get myself a gold nugget. Boom. And I need to dip into my Thaumcraft chest. I can use any one of these shards at all. Let's see, which ones are cool? I think I'm going to go with the earth shard. I have a good number of those, and I know the Vis shards are ones that are pretty cool. And if I combine that with a stick and a gold nugget, I get my very first wand, the Wand of the Apprentice. This is from Thaumcraft. When I craft the wand, you'll note that currently it doesn't have any charge. It currently holds 1 Vis. If I take it out and place it in my hotbar, it's going to quickly charge itself up. The reason for that is Vis is this magical energy that exists all around us. It's everywhere in this area. Lots of different places have differing amounts of Vis. Generally speaking, the more lush and fertile an area is, like this green area, this nice forest, has lots of Vis in it, while the deserts and the wastelands that we saw in other areas are pretty low in Vs, for the most part. What I want to do now that I have this wand with magic in it is place down my bookshelf and right-click it with the wand. Ta-da! Note that it used a little bit of charge, and I got this nifty item here. Look at it hanging out there, looking all shiny. That is the Thaumonomicon. Cool. The Thaumonomicon is your guide to Thaumcraft. There's a ton of stuff to check out in Thaumcraft, a lot more than is even available to see in the Thaumonomicon early on. Now the top left here is where you're going to get most of your interesting information early on in the game. You can see details about the mod, like the Greatwood and Silverwood trees, aspects of magic that explain the details of Vis and magic and all the other cool stuff. You can also find out about the magical aura, which is in the world, and you can find out about a couple different things. Flux, which is an evil form of magic, and those infused auras, which you've seen me mining and how they work and what they do. Also the knowledge fragments, the research table, which I'm about to make, and some scribing tools, the arcane work table, a bunch of the things that you can make early on without delving too deep into magic just yet. So I've got my Wand of the Apprentice. As you can see, it's showing me here what it is and how it stores magic and how to craft it, which obviously we already did. Cool? Definitely cool. The next thing I want to do pretty early on is the research table. This guy's important. What I need to do is make a couple tables and some scribing tools. It tells you all about what the research table is and how to use it. So you can go ahead and read through here if you want, if you're more interested in that. A table, which we'll see in a moment here, is craftable like this. Just wood and wooden planks on top. Gets us one table. So let's get some going. Cool, 2 tables, awesome. Where do I want to do all my magic? I was actually thinking of going out and finding a nice place to call my magical home. Now I want it to be a decent size, so how about I look into how I want to live in my new magical area. I think I might go with a separate house from this main one. This is going to be my main room. What I've kind of decided in the series is I'm going to have multiple houses in different areas, not too far away from the main one, but like this will be my main living quarters and item storage and whatnot. And then I'll have like a little separate house like this Enchanting Room over here. And then I might have a separate house out in this area where I'm going to call home for all my magical work in the, realm of magic. I'm debating if I actually want to be this close to my main house, because sometimes when you do too much magic in an area, it can have, let's call them, negative side effects. Yeah, there can be some bad things that can occur if you have too much magic and, aren't careful with it. And I'm usually a little careless when it comes to my magical dabblings. So maybe I want to head off somewhere and build a house. Maybe I want to keep it nearby. But I'm going to go ahead and get this research table started once I find a place to call home. And guys, I think that's a good wrapping up point. Leave it as a little bit of a teaser for the next episode. I'm going to get started with Thaumcraft. You'll see the research table and some of the early parts of Thaumcraft that you can mess with. I'm going to find a place, like I said, to call my Thaumcraft research and work area. And then I'll come back after I've built it in the next episode and start showing you the research table and the other cool stuff we can do with Thaumcraft, and also have plenty more to do with all my industrial and tech mods. So this is Direwolf 20 signing off on episode 5 of Direwolf 20's Let's Play series season 5. Hope you enjoyed it, and come back next time when I get working on Thaumcraft. Alright guys, take it easy.